What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Giganato Gaming here, and welcome back to another episode of the Swamp Park. Last we left off, we got our Swamp Park started. We got the Hypsilophodons, we've got Dimetrodon, we got a big herbivore enclosure, which include Parasaurolophus, Diplodocus, and Gallimimus, which is pretty cool. I may or may not add another herbivore in here, depending on how everything goes. But in today's video, I would like to expand a bit more. Like, we've got this whole area with the Dinokairos that we just got recently. Let's see what this, where's the nest that I dropped off? There it is. Alright, Dinokairos. They're perfectly fine. So we can get some Dinokairos claiming a nest. Alright, let's see what we want to do today. Let's expand over here. I'm thinking maybe put the Dilophosaurs in here. First, we got movement in the nest. What do we got? More Dimetrodons. Awesome. So hopefully they'll be able to live their lives. Alright, I kind of want to get maybe... we could have like Baryonyx and Suchomimus. Maybe over here or something? What's over... Oh, Dinokairos is over here. Alright, so maybe Baryonyx and Suchomimus could go over here on this end. And then maybe Ostroraptor could maybe go over here or something. Maybe that could be good. And then Dilophosaurus could go like all the way over here. Yeah, that's what I plan to do. But first, we need to like maybe get a Hyperloop station so we could teleport all the way over here. That'd be a good idea. Instead of just using paths all the time. Let's get a Hyperloop station or something. There we go. That'll be good. And then we could put, like, the Dillos over here or something. Yeah, let's get, like, one of these going. Alright, we could also use the cliff as, like, a barrier. We could do that. That should be good on that side. And then on this side... Alright, that should be good for them. The Dilophosaurs can roam around over here. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Alright. Let's get this cleared out. We got Dinokairos claiming a nest. We got some movement. What do we got? More Gallimimuses. Okay, awesome. Alright, let's connect this path over to here. Alright, we got that going. Maybe we could get, like, some water over here. Yeah, that could work. And then maybe a viewing gallery, because these guys are smaller. Let's get a viewing gallery going. Maybe get one on this side. Does that make a knocking noise when you click on it? Yeah, it does. For whatever reason, it makes a knocking noise whenever it... you know what? Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, let's add like a patch of forest. Let's see what these are all about. I want to get some cherry blossom trees. Does that really fit the swampy vibe? You know what? That could work. That could honestly work. Alright, we'll worry about the other accommodations in a minute. Let's just get a feeder going. Alright, the Dinokairos. Let's get this delivery zone out of the Dinokairos area. And move you over here. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's get them going. Let's get the Dilophosaurs going. And then we have all this space here, which could be awesome. Alright, where's the hatchery? There it is. Alright, let's get Dilophosaurus going. Let's work on accommodations. Alright, this place here is in high demand of an emergency shelter. So let's get that going. Oh, look at that. Dinokairos. We got a baby Dinokairos. Let's go. That is awesome. Just the one, it looks like. But it's there anyway. The Dilophosaurs are almost here. We could start work on maybe the Ostroraptor enclosure. We could use this cliff as like a barrier. Alright, first, let's wait for the Dilophosaurs to release, and then we'll accommodate them. We're using this cliff to act as like a barrier of some sort. Alright, let's see what they're all about. Let's see what these guys want. Welcome to your new home.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Dilophosaurus to the park.
Alright, let's expand their territory. I did not mean to demolish that, but whatever. I'll just get another one, no big deal. There we go, they should be completely fine now. And now what kind of nest do they require? Medium, alright, let's get a medium nest to finish that off. This looks like a swampy area. This is looking cool. We got some open patches, we got some bog, we've got some grass, and we've got some cypress trees. How awesome is that? Alright. Let's move on to the next enclosure. Should we get... I don't know. We'll probably have Ostroraptor over here, and then we'll have, like, the Spinosaurids over here. Yeah, that could work. That could work. Alright, let's work on Ostroraptor real quick. Let's get a large electrified fence. We can use this little cliff area as like a barrier. Alright, these guys will not swim in deep water, so we're just going to have shallow water and a fish feeder for now. Alright, let's get a Piscivore feeder. Is it Piscivore or Piscivore? I've heard it pronounced both ways. I'm just wondering. I would have got more Parasaurs. Looks like we got 5 of them. Okay, cool, cool. I don't think I'll be adding any pterosaurs or aquatics this time around, simply because it's just swampy areas, and I don't think there's any creatures that have, like, swampy vibes in those rosters, that is. I'm thinking maybe we could put Irritator in here. Then we could put maybe Baryonyx and Suchomimus over here, and then we could put Spinosaurus in here. Yeah, that could work. That could work, actually. Alright, let's get these 2 going. Also, let me know what other dinosaurs you'd like to see in the comments down below, and maybe they could make it into the enclosure. Into this park. As long as they have, like, a swamp theme to them. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you want me to add another dinosaur in. Otherwise, this is probably going to be a relatively short series. Alright, let's throw those in. In the meantime, let's work on the Spinosaur enclosure. So, let's have a path continuing on this way. So maybe we could get, like... maybe Irritator could live here. Yeah, planning on having maybe Irritator live here. Use that as a barrier. We got movement in the nest. What do we got? More Parasaurs. Awesome. Alright, let's pick up where we left off. Dinochirus just claimed a nest. That's awesome. Alright, the Ostroraptors are just coming in. Let's release them. That's an awkward place for a crate, but you know what? I'm not judging. So the Ostroraptors have been released. I believe they want medium nests.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an Ostroraptor to the park.
Ostroraptor only makes sense because weapons. Now, it won't tell you what kind of nest they require, but I'm going to say medium. Yep, it is medium. Alright, cool. Let's just put the nest here. Alright, what are your accommodations? You want wetland? Of course. Lots of wetland. Alright, you guys are expanding your territory. Let's make you guys feel like you're at home. There we go. They should be fine now. Alright, let's move this over to the Irritators enclosure. Hopefully they don't end up getting out. Alright, let's maybe get some, like... you know, let's remove the forest for now. And I just want to put some deep water in. Let's put some deep water in. Let's just get the Irritators going. There's only going to be 2 of them, right? Yeah, so let's get Irritator. Let's go into Piscivore. Irritator. I'm thinking we could save Spinosaurus for episode 3. Yeah, that's what we could do. Let's just get the medium-sized Piscivores over here. Another Dinochirus. Awesome. Oh, we got 2 more. Nice. Irritator should hopefully have enough space to roam around. Hopefully. We got a nest claimed by... What was that? Ostroraptor. Okay, cool, cool. Alright, that's done. Let's get... Should we get a viewing dome or a viewing log? Let's get a log for these guys. A viewing log. So you can see them swim and do whatever. Let's connect this path over here. We got movement in the nest. We got more parasaurs. Awesome. Okay. Alright, irritators should be done in the next 4 seconds. Let's wait for them. And then for the final enclosure of the episode, we'll work on the Baryonyx and Suchomimus. Alright, let's get these guys shipped over here. We'll work on their accommodations, and then we'll finally work on the Baryonyx and Suchomimus. Maybe we'll put them on this side. And then we could put maybe Spinosaurus over here. Yeah, that could work. Spinosaurus could have this, like, little ravine as well as the cliffs act as barriers. Yeah, that could work. That could actually work. Alright, the irritators are ready. Let's release them. Alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome an irritator to the park.
Alright, let's move this over to the Baryonyx and Suchomimus enclosure. Alright, let's raise the terrain on this a little more. So we don't, like, have to deal with that. Them getting out. Alright, we got movement in the nest. I just missed it. Oh, it's Ostroraptor. We have some Ostroraptors. Awesome. Look at that. This is actually a vibe. Real talk, it's actually a vibe. I might use that for the thumbnail. Alright, let's see what the irritators want. Of course, aside from wetland, what do they want? Cover, alright. Because that's what they require, mostly wetland. Wait. Oh, the cypress trees count as both wetland and cover. Okay. That's really good to know. That's good. And the irritators are probably going to spend most of their time swimming, and these guys require large nests. Okay, good to know. These guys want to be completely hidden from guests. That's fine. Alright. We got the nest over here. Just chilling. Alright, and for the final enclosure of the episode, let's work on the Baryonyx and Suchomimus. I don't know how they'll get on with the other stuff. The, irritators. They don't really give you many options with the berries. The berries kind of garbage when it comes to looks, if you ask me. Alright, let's see. Suchomimus. Alright, so the Baryonyxes are done. Alright, I think I moved that over there, so let's get the Baryonyxes out, and then we'll work on the Suchomimuses. We got movement in the nest. What do we got? Dilophosaurs. Awesome. Look at that. Yo, the cypress trees and those pink trees, whatever you call them, they're a vibe. They're honestly a vibe. Cherry trees. Those cherry trees, cherry blossom trees are kind of a vibe. Alright, you know what? This is really coming along nicely. Alright, the Suchomimuses are really, or the Baryonyxes even. Let's get the Suchomimuses. Let's open them up. We should check to see if there are any aggressive specimens. You're all good. You're all good. Nope, they're all good. All the berries are good. Alright, you've got an aggressive trait, so we're gonna have to get rid of you. You're good, though. Irritator. Awesome. We got 2 of them. I think we got a female and a male. That's awesome. Alright, the 2 males are good and 1 of the females are good. It's just this female. Yeah, we're gonna have to replace you with another female. Alright, let's get another female on the way. There we go. The Barrys are good. What about the Sukos? Alright, they want arid, okay. They want arid. There we go. That should be good. We are now all set to go. The Sukos are completely happy. Let's get some wetland over here just in case. Now, does that affect anyone? The Barrys are fine. The Sukos are fine. Alright. And with that, I think that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.